Hello, everyone, and welcome to Canteen Cup. My name is Scott, and I'll be your host today. I hope everybody's having a good day. Today here in Georgia, it was about 61 degrees this morning. It's very unusual for the end of July, and it's nice and cool. My house is mostly shaded by trees, so it's still cool today and very comfortable. So I'm glad to be out here this early morning, enjoying the weather, hearing the birds, and looking at all the greenery around me. It's really good. A little update on our move. Things are moving along. They are finishing the house. We will probably go out to the property later today just to check on things and make sure everything's okay. But it's looking like the end of August, beginning of September when we finally get the move out there. So we're pretty excited about that. The main thing that we are concerned about is the weather. When the weather gets bad, then they can't work outside around our property. They can do inside work, but not outside. So, we have to hope for the good weather at the right time so we can get done. We're ready to be out there. It's a beautiful little piece of property. So, that being said, today I want to talk about a couple different things. Um, you know, things are making their rounds. The blackouts in different parts of the world, earthquakes in different parts of the world, lots of conspiracy theorists things going on, and so it's very interesting. The past week or so we had a blackout. I think two blackouts in New York. We've had rolling brownouts to prevent further damage. In Venezuela this past week had lost 95 or 98% of its power all at once. And so you have to, so you sit there and think, okay, is this all coincidence or is this being manipulated? We really don't have any data one way or the other. If I was to guess, I would say that the stuff up in New York City was equipment failure. At this time, that's what I believe because that happens up there. That equipment's old. It's near the end of its economic or useful life, and so that stuff happens. You couple that with the increased demand for electricity. One thing that people talk about is, oh, we're going to get electric cars, and that's going to, we'll be green when we do that. Well, what a lot of people don't realize is that when you plug a green car into the grid, into the electric grid, you're using fossil fuels to generate that electricity. Then furthermore, you're increasing the load on an already weakened grid. So what are you doing? You're creating a mess. So, balance that on how you decide you're going to be green, so to speak, because the electric car is not necessarily the answer. It may cause more problems than it helps. So, looking at that now, there's stuff in Venezuela where a whole country blacks out at once. That raises my suspicions a little bit because typically the whole grid doesn't go down at once, not for a whole country. It tends to be sectioned off, and that there are overload protectors in place that certain parts of the grid will be shut down, kind of like a big, huge circuit breaker. And so while a part of the country may go black, it's kind of unusual for the whole country to go at once. So there may be a little foul play there. I'm not, I haven't gotten anything to verify that, but that's in this perspective, that's my opinion. And you'll have to excuse my shakiness with the video. I'm still operating on a selfie stick. I usually have a tripod I put this on, but since we're in the middle of the move, I've got a lot of my stuff packed up, so I'm kind of operating under field conditions, so to speak. I've had some videos in the past, and two that I want to bring up is one about keeping your cell phone alive, and two, I've been talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency recently. And, I say keep your cell phone alive because you have a a database and a computer in your pocket. And you can store lots of data on your cell phone, and it doesn't necessarily have to be connected to the internet or to a cell tower to use it. So rather than kind of rehash a lot of that stuff, go back to my video where I talk about keeping your cell phone alive and check that out. Now I want to readdress cryptocurrency. I've been reading, I believe it was off of a Drudge Report, where they had, I think the name of the article was Electromagnetic Attack in Venezuela. Well, in reading that, I discovered that a lot of Venezuelans are using cryptocurrency for their transactions because the bolivar is suffering under hyperinflation. And I think in the past year, it devalued like 57%. I think it's a cup of coffee was like 2,800 bolivar or something like that, which is like 28 cents. So they have, you have to excuse my air conditioner. It figures. I'll try and get rid of some of that noise when I post process this a little bit. So, but anyhow, when you're, when a government backed dollar goes into hyperinflation, that value goes down. But what we're discovering in Venezuela is a lot of people are now using cryptocurrency. Mainly from what I've read, they're using Bitcoin and another cryptocurrency called Dash. And that's what they're using to make their transactions. In fact, when they had this last power outage, they were still making cryptocurrency transactions. What they were doing is that they were establishing Wi-Fi networks using generators so that they can use their phones to transfer the cryptocurrency back and forth. So here's a good example of a grid down situation. And Venezuela has been kind of grid down for a long time, and yet they're still using cryptocurrency. So it would behoove you to kind of research this a little bit. Like I said in my other videos, I don't necessarily recommend put all your savings and everything into cryptocurrency, but set up some accounts, set up some wallets, and learn how to use it. Because you can transfer cryptocurrencies through your cell phone, you can do it through your computer and the internet. You can store it on the internet, you can store it on your phone, you can store it in a separate little thumb drive. But when you store it on your phone or on what they call a hard wallet, it's yours. That money is with you, not with a bank, not with any other organization. It's with you. You take it with you. So, and because it's decentralized, its value is not based on some form of government backing. And there's good and bad with that. I mean, cryptocurrencies, say, are still rather volatile. It means they go up and down in value a lot. But in the case of Venezuela, the cryptocurrency is more stable than the national currency, which is the bolivar. So people are getting by. People are living under, grid down conditions, and they are still trading with cryptocurrency. Excuse me. And so you need to learn how to do that. I've been going through it. I now have a hard wallet, and so I can take whatever cryptocurrency I have, which isn't much, maybe $100, and it's all on that drive, and that stays with me, and only I can access it because I have the codes to get in it. And it's fairly fail-safe. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but you need to get involved with this. You need to learn how to use it. Take $20, buy some cryptocurrency, transfer it into your wallet, transfer it out of your wallet, trade from one cryptocurrency to another, and learn. And then that way, if you go to if you know a grid down situation is coming, there's typically some indicators you can at least get some of your money out of your savings, out of your stocks, out of your checking account, and get it into cryptocurrency before it really crashes. And so you'll have some money, and you can take that with you wherever you go. You're not dependent on a bank, a government, anything. It's what you have on your person. And it's not readily cash, so somebody can't necessarily rob it from you. But be prepared to do that. Now, in my dealings with cryptocurrency, I've discovered that some places put limits on how much money you can transfer in a week or how much money you can transfer in a day, depending on how you set that up. Some places will allow you to buy cryptocurrency with a credit card. However, they severely limit that. I think one is like $100 a week or $150 a week. And then if you link your checking account or your savings account or whatever account directly to them, then you can do like up to $1,000 a day. And that's just one that I have off the top of my head. So learn how to use it. And like I said, I may not agree with putting your whole life savings in there, but you should be able to know how to do that rather quickly. And that way, if you see a grid down situation coming, you can at least get some of your money where you can use it later on. Because people are trading cryptocurrency. And even in Venezuela, which is once a first world country, is now probably turned into a second world and is now probably a third world country, with power outages, food shortages, water shortages, service shortages. They are still trading in cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency of today may be the gold of yesterday. And the nice part about it is it's very compact, it's very secure. And, somebody just can't, pull a purse off your belt and walk away with all your gold. Something to think about. Again, I'm not, and I say this a lot, is I'm not advocating put all your money in there, because it is volatile. It goes up and down. I think when I first started, the Bitcoin, which is the most universal cryptocurrency now, was around $12,000, $11,500 per one Bitcoin. And now it's down around $9,000, $10,000 a Bitcoin. And don't worry, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You buy a part of a Bitcoin. I bought some last night, and I now own like 0.0014 parts of a Bitcoin. And you can trade that too. You don't have to have you don't have to trade a full Bitcoin. It's like $1. If you buy something for 50 cents, well, then you only give them 50 cents worth. So it's not, you don't have to give them the whole coin. But that being said, watching some things going on today, I didn't watch the Mueller hearings yesterday, but I did catch some of the news afterwards, and it seems like that was a big letdown for a lot of people. And some people, of course, are happy. So it's kind of a world gone crazy out there, and we have to be aware. You have to be situationally aware of what's going on around you, not only locally, but regionally and then nationally, because you never know what's going to trigger something that could affect you. So keep an eye on things, and I don't mean devote your whole day, but at least keep an upper level idea of what's going on and how things can affect you. Now, the Mueller report right now is not really going to affect us, because not much is going to change that affects us. Come next year, it may change how things are done. But for right now, in our little world, it's probably not going to do a whole lot. But, it could start wheels turning, which turns other wheels, which turns other wheels, which then may affect us. So just keep an eye, keep your situational awareness up. I wanted to touch a few things. One thing, when I talk about keeping your phone running, I gave you some ideas on how to keep your phone running, I've got another thing I want to show you. I'm not promoting this. I make no money off it, so don't worry about that. But I recently bought this. This is a battery pack, and this on the front here is a solar panel, and then on the back is a flashlight. This thing is 15,000 milliamperes. I think it cost me either 30 or 40 bucks. The nice part about it is it has two USB outlets. That blinking light means that it is solar charging. And that one port in the middle is how you charge this up. So you can use any charger that you can use to charge your phone to charge this up. It takes a micro USB port, so be mindful of that. And it's got two USB, I think these are like type 2 outputs, so you can charge your phone. This will charge my phone probably 4 to 5 times. But again, like I said, if you are driving down the road, if you're someplace where there's sun, you just lay this out in the sun and it'll charge it up probably in a couple hours or so. I haven't fully discharged and charged it yet because it does a pretty good job keeping it topped off. But here's how you charge your phone. Now, because you can charge your phone, because you can charge two phones at the same time, you and your buddy can charge, and then you can conduct business transferring cryptocurrency from one to the other in case you have to buy and sell something. This is lightweight. It probably weighs probably 4 or 5 ounces, maybe 6 ounces. You can put it in your get-home bag. You can put it in your bob. Keep it with you, and that way you always have a way to charge your phone. So think about what I said about keeping your phone going. Remember, topographic maps, personal data, GPS, compass, lots of stuff. And here's another one that you can add to your quiver in case you need it. All right, everyone, that's all I got today. You all take care. Be safe, be secure.